So, I've gotten myself into a pickle and somehow ended up as the world's only chef. In order to complete my duties, I have a lot of goals. I have to unlock every recipe, hone all my skills, cook 1,000 strawberry cakes, hit level 30, uncover the secret behind the apocalypse, and also, what does this thing do? Let's find out. It starts off as every game does. Controls, check. Basics, check. Existential. Existential dread, also check. They give us a table to start off, and my job as a glorified maid commences. As you complete quests, you unlock more and more delicious recipes and items. First off, Mickey D's French fries, which kinda hits different after a robot Armageddon. Once feeding these to our patrons, they give us coins. Simple enough. If we do happen to run out of food, they start ordering water, which means less money for me, and my inner Mr. Krabs really hates that thought. So, after feeding them, we unlock a scythe. This allows us to go into the forest and behead the plants so that I can make salad. Sounds violent. It turns night while I'm out gathering, and my level goes up in nature. It turns out there's 5 different EXP types. Nature is one of them, and that goes up by harvesting plants in the forest and in the garden. I return to the diner and craft the salads, increasing yellow experience, which we'll see more of later. Because it's the end of day 1, it's time for bed. I find out that even if you don't pass out in the forest when morning comes, they take 3% of all your gold. Again, freaking capitalism. Even without humans, the government will find a way to screw you 2 ways from Sunday. Straight to the diner to sell more salad, one of my customers decided the ranch better suits the tablecloth, making a mess. Messes lower customer satisfaction. When they pay less, and they leave you a bad review. So, I don the maid outfit and go clean it up. Cleaning a mess gives blue experience. If a table gets messy, guests can't sit at that spot, losing out on the potential money. After cleaning, they give me a stove, dozen eggs, and some wood. There's a joke in there somewhere, but I'll leave it up to you to figure out, as my family-friendly YouTube channel would never. I need a lot of cooked eggs, and it takes a bit, so I put one on to cook, and instead of opening the shop, I head out to explore the forest for a bit. While out, I completely miss 2 very obvious treasure boxes, because I'm a dimwit. A blind one. And just like that, my adventure is cut short as night descends on us. That was fast. Day 3 rolls in, takes my money, and sends me back to work. The eggs are cooked, the animals are hungry, time to sell them. The eggs, not the animals. A squirrel buys an egg, and it has a clock icon on it. This little icon means that if you sell a certain recipe during its allotted time, it will give you a time bonus. You find out a lot more about this later on. Today is all about the merchant. He's been here the whole time, but as I've discussed, I'm pretty blind. He sells a limited stock of currently unlocked ingredients, but for a limited time, it's best to start buying these daily, which I don't do. Learn from me. I ignored him way too much, and I pay the consequences later. I buy more eggs from him and head back. During my shopping trip, a customer spilled their food, and another saw it and comes in with my first negative heart. Negative hearts reduce your store rating and lower your revenue. However, we've already covered that I was not born with eyes, so I'm losing reputation left and right, staring into the void as I absent-mindedly handed over salads to my furry patrons. This is the first sign of many that I am starting to go a little mental. But wait. It gets worse. I finally snap out of it and clean things up, only to completely miss the table mess. We've already covered why. Time to stare into the abyss again, mindlessly clicking food notifications while wondering why my patrons are apparently upset with me. Now, there is even more mess to clean up, and my brain is still out of service. I don't even see the bright glowing yellow boxes telling me to collect my rewards. Finally, I leave my comatose state and click on the boxes, receiving several items for my troubles. 3 more quests appear to make flour, collect herbs, and buy eggs. And darn it, I already bought the eggs. You will notice this is a repeating pattern. I always do the thing I'm supposed to do before I'm supposed to do it. Typically, that would be a good thing, but not in this world, so off I go to buy eggs again. The mill is placed, the wheat is set to craft, and I add the new table and chairs, then head out to get more herbs. The journey, thankfully, does give me a second chance at a chest, but upon opening it, I'm relieved that the previous ones were probably just as bad as this one. More herbs are gathered and the quest is completed, giving me a single clover. Clovers are currency too, which we'll learn about later. Night falls and it's sleepy by time again. While sleeping, the mill finishes my wheat, and in the morning, my reward is a stone oven and a bucket. Okay, why a bucket? Anyway, with all these massive things, I'm quickly becoming overwhelmed with space. I drop down the stove, buy more eggs, and fill the bucket. Things are starting to get more complex. Bread requires flour. Flour needs to be ground down, and the dough to make the bread requires water, all of which takes time. Hence time management. This is when it hits me. This challenge is not going to be a walk in the park, is it? Continuing through the day and into the night, I sell salad, bread, and eggs, and a patron even leaves me a gift of a flower basket as a thank you for my excellent service. And then I finish all 3 quests. This unlocks a few new things. The battery, a mixer, some oranges, and a metal axe. Just as I placed down the pitcher, I learn what happens when you don't go to bed on time. Not only does it call me an it, the game takes 10% taxes for medical expenses. At least it's being realistic. Just try not to do that again. Spoiler, I do that again. And again. The next day is more of the same things, and this game is quite grindy for those who like it. It's a great time killer. Now, with 3 quests, I set off to complete them. First, craft orange juice in the mixer, which is where the first battery is used. Then, place down the pitcher table and pour drinks. This requires an active click every time I want to pour a drink. This adds many minutes to the gameplay that I wish did not exist. See why it starts to turn me mental? As I am mindlessly getting juice, my water level goes up. The merchant sells more oranges and eggs, and the day continues as I get bread and orange juice. Notice something on the quests, though? I've never gotten a quest for orange juice. Why? Because I didn't take the golden finished quest to start the next quest line. Someone please, in my audience, sell me a brain. I don't have one. All of that work for nothing. Oh, look, I took the quest. Look what it gave me. Now it's asking me for orange juice. If you play this game, don't do it like I do. More mindless juice pouring later, and night falls. I'm determined not to be caught sleeping with my foot in my mouth again, so I hightail it home to sleep. The next morning, I invoke the tree gods by starting my journey of deforestation, which ironically levels me up in nature? Go figure. After upsetting the forest sprites, home is the goal, and I arrive just in time to level up, unlocking the skill tree. Each item in the skill tree is purchased with star points. Star points are given anytime we do anything in the game, basically. So it sounds easy on the surface. Trust me, it's not. Back to being a maid for a moment before bedtime. I complete tons of quests that just give me clovers, but no upgrades. I randomly reach level 2, and honestly, I'm not sure why I did, but now I've unlocked the recipe tree, giving me access to tons of complicated dishes to keep my patrons happy. Oh boy. Another day closes, and my dread deepens. I am not going to be able to do this, am I? In the morning, making bread levels up my fire skill, and I've made so much salad that it ranks up too. One of the achievements in this game is 1,000 of every recipe. Yeah, right. Throughout the game so far, I've wondered, where do I get more chairs and tables? The answer is found in the 3rd tab of the merchant, unlocked at level 2. Now, I can see that they sell chairs in limited supply. As night falls, I arrange the tables that I have as if magically being able to make more seating. Upon discovering that is not how the world works, I huff my bratty way to bed. Back on the grind the very next day, only today I went foraging to gather herbs. And also, level 3 in nature is acquired, and right before bed I unlock honey. In the morning, I go out and gather it. Cutting honey gives me an appetite, so I learn how to make french fries. Obviously for these, we need potatoes. Potatoes are picked up from the merchant, then I grab water. After learning cookies and pancakes, I set off to make both, while completing the quest for 3 skills unlocked. I have a quest to sell salads, so I remove everything but salad from the stock box and complete that quest, and then another one. The next morning, I completed honey, finished a diner quest, and went straight back to the grind. Cookies are next, because naturally, what's a balanced breakfast without sugar and poor decisions? I hit level 3 by picking up some pancakes, and this unlocks the visitor counter, aka my official stress monitor. Each time it levels up, more creatures show up to eat my food and ruin my carpets. Hit the goal, get some money, fail the goal, internal screaming intensifies. If you're still watching, you're a real one. Either that or you're trapped in this loop with me. Blink twice if you're okay, and then post in the comments, one of us. No context, no explanation. Bonus points if you throw in a pancake or grape emoji. Let the outsiders wonder. By now you've definitely noticed the repetitive nature of this game, so to save us both from cooking-induced psychosis, I'm gonna start skipping the fine print and cover only the big picture chaos. The next 20 or so quests, all clovers, all the time. Clovers for breakfast, clovers for dinner, clovers for my dignity. I use them to unlock a few new items and receive a small passive-aggressive toy robot. Naturally, I place him on the table so he can judge me in silence as I spiral. The next day is breakfast day. Then comes soda day, which sounds refreshing until you're ankle deep in pulp, clicking the mixer like it's a life support machine. Look, I'm not saying this game is not fun. No, I am. I'm saying that editing 600 hours of slightly different pancake footage will make you question everything you've ever believed in also. The next 20 in-game days are just a repeat of the last, with nothing new unlocked outside of recipes. Make a meal, sell the meal, get clover, and unlock a new recipe. Rinse, repeat, I'm slowly losing my grip on reality.